Hey, welcome back, comic book community. This is Travis Grant, your friendly neighborhood comic book nerd. And today we're taking a look at the Eternals number 3, Devil in the Sky. This is a pretty neat cover. I think it's it has Icarus on it, and it has Margot in the plane. Got some Jack Kerby crackle going on, and Devil in the Sky is kind of prominent in this little box, and they're blasting with a little spaceship down there. It's a little kind of action packed, And then we got this title page, The Devil in New York. We got Ajax here, and Icarus, and Margot, and her dad. Ajax at this control panel. Interesting color in the background. And I like Ajax. He has a cool character design. And then you turn the page and you get this nice, big Jack Kerby spread of the Celestial. And it gives you a little synopsis up here in the corner about the 50 years time period and all that. This is neat because you have this design right here, and it looks like they're looking out a big window or a big screen of it or something, and the control panel and these guys are working on their control panels and stuff, and I think he said he's talking about how the Celestial, the people on the ship are going to be coming down pretty soon, and he's talking about the way that the thumb will activate and do some cool stuff later in 50 years. He's also, Ajax is telling Icarus, hey, there's going to be a force field coming pretty soon, and we'll have to get out. If you must leave now or stay for 50 years. You'll be locked in this place for 50 years. You need to make the choice here in a matter of mere seconds. And Margot's dad says, I'm going to stay. There's so much stuff that needs to be learned and documented here. I'm going to stay. And I like this guy right here. He's pretty cool. It's like, just like hey, let me put this. Jack Kerby was probably drawing. He's like, here, I need to put this little guy right here, and he's just that's pretty neat, I like how Ajax is all like decked out in his thing right here. But he's gonna stay, and she doesn't want to stay. Icarus grabs him. I like the father and Ajax. Goodbye, Margot. Be happy, child. Even Ajax, I think that might be Ajax back here behind them still. And she's like, let me go, Dad. She doesn't want to leave her dad behind, in the Incan ruins. And here comes the guys from the ship. They're coming down. He kind of just throws her in an airplane. It's time to get out of here, Margot. And she's fighting with him. She's at wit's end. Icarus kind of does a little zap to her, knocks her out. And this panel here, they're flying away, and these spacemen from the spaceship are coming down. I guess spacemen or other celestial beings or smaller ones that are joining the other ones. This is a neat panel too. The Deviants, they're going to punish Crow for failing his mission and failing to beat the Celestials and failing to, but then they decide to let him go later on. He has a plan. That's a neat panel though, because you get like the king guy and the unique. They really, in the movies, they really did messed the movie up. I think they could have had the uniqueness of these mutant monsters, you know, and the mutant guy and is the antagonist in the movies, and they could have had the being big king one and the weird looking one. You know, they could have really did some cool stuff, because I feel like your hero in your story is only as cool as your villain. Like, if your villain doesn't look real cool and you don't have a cool villain to fight, your hero is kind of lame, you know. So they release him and Crow, and he's like, to defeat the gods, you know, that's his purpose. He's gonna defeat the gods, and they're like, well, how will you do this? You know, how are you gonna do this? And this guy reminds me of Jabba the Hutt. I don't know if Star Wars came out before, but this guy is kind of like a Jabba the Hutt kind of dude. It kind of reminds me of a big green frog guy. I think they call him the Toad guy. And he says, well, he can manipulate his appearance. And he's like, the humans, they believe in the devil. They think that I will be the devil, haha, you know, and they're laughing at it. That they would think that the gods have come back and all this. So we're back in the plane. She wakes up, I believe. We're looking back at the little bubble, the force field thing, and they kind of fly up higher. Here we're learning more about Icarus. And all of a sudden he changes his thing, and he says, well, my clothes have been an illusion this whole time. This is really what I've been wearing. It's just been an illusion for your eyes, you know. So he blends in with people. And then he just jumps out the plane, and it kind of freaks her out, because she's like, you're gonna, you know, and he just starts flying beside the plane. And that's perspective, kind of like a Superman with the plane. And you know, it's pretty, I dig it. It's pretty cool. The plane looking pretty cool, and Icarus kind of jumps out. I don't know. The clouds are probably a hard thing to draw, kind of like water. Water and clouds are probably a hard thing to draw. But, you know, I don't know. I just would assume to make more clouds kind of realistic, it's probably hard. And I always hear water is hard to draw. So he jumps out the plane. He's doing this, flying around it, and showing off, and then all of a sudden, boom! And I like the effect of it, the speed lines. They always do that kind of stuff. And then he's got the speed lines coming out of the aircraft. You know, it's like they came out of the water. Even the water has the little Kirby crackle in it, real quick. You know, and the little design kind of makes it. But it doesn't look like water, but you know it's water, because they're. And this is pretty neat, but I don't get it. Like, if it misses him, if the thing misses him, why did it blow up? What did it hit in the air to make that explosion behind him? I don't get it. But, you know, it's a comic book, so it's whatever. You know, he's flying around, and he's dodging it. And it almost looks like the dang ray gun. I think he says, hit him with the shock howitzer. And it almost looks like the ray gun zips through here. And it almost looks like it hits the plane, man. So the plane, it looked like the plane got hit. So next thing you know, Icarus is injured a little bit, but he said, no, I'm injured. I think he says he's injured. Internals can be hurt, but we cannot die. So he's hurt, but he can't die. He just, and then he says, brace yourself. And he closes his eyes and he starts to focus. And they're like, I got him in my sights, sir. You know, they're ready to blast it, and they have the little thing in the the ray gun sights, and right when they're gonna fire, the guy's like, "What?" And whoop, pop, it's gone. They're like, "It's gone," and Crow doesn't like it. He's like, throws this guy out. It's pretty. It's pretty good. I like it. The action's pretty good. I like the design of the deviants, the mutants. Even that guy in the corner's pretty cool. The technology stuff, you know, is real neat. Double Horn, Crow. He's like, well, we'll track them. So next thing you know, Icarus and the plane's kind of zipping through, and they're like, hey, we're going to New York. And she's like, well, I live in Denver. Thought you would take me home to Denver, where my father's house is. And you're like, well, we got things to do in New York. I think he says we have things to do in New York. That's where they're gonna head to. So here we get a picture of New York Island, Manhattan, I guess. And he's saying, thanks, Cabby. Keep the change. Enjoyed your sense of humor. We need more. We need one here. We need one here, buddy. Or something, yeah. They're saying, hey, we're in the building. We'll help you. Your clothes are illusion, but mine are looking ridiculous. She's saying she's worried about her clothes. This kind of shows like a age thing, because they're in the elevator, and I guess they have an elevator. What floor, sir? And I guess back then, all elevators had elevator operators, I guess. So that kind of dates the comic a lot, too. He gets to the room. He sends a little signal, and it communicates with it. And a woman's voice replies, come on in, handsome friend. I haven't seen you in ages. And you get this Cersei. The beautiful and charming Cersei. Inspiring to watch, is what it says. And she's like, how do you like my dance, Icarus? You know, she's just dancing around in this apartment complex, swinging her legs. And I kind of thought this was a record player, but maybe this is kind of some kind of funky coffee table. And in the design of the carpet in this room is really weird. It's just a weird room. I guess it's meant to be real weird. And she's like, she's an eternal too. You just never know. And I don't know what this poster on the wall is supposed to be. It's just like some psychedelical stuff, you know. Anywho, a lot of ad pages in this one. Anywho, we get here. They're talking about something. I think she said something about Icarus is fantastic. Something about when she was in Greece, and Icarus tells her, "Look, I need you to keep her safe. The deviants are coming to New York to attack, and I gotta go and stop them. You know, keep her safe." So here we go. The deviants are here, and they're in their suits, and they're firing, and they're blasting, and you know they're trimming. You know, they look, you know, like the devil. And then this guy's like, "Hey, it's the devil himself. The devil is real." You know, and they're like, but then if it's a fight they want, then we'll give them one. You know, he doesn't frighten me. I say we can lick him. We send them back into space. And then, you know, Icarus shows up. So the next issue, Night of the Demons, we'll probably get a good fight with Icarus. I'm guessing. That's what it's set up for. It's a pretty good fight with Icarus. Maybe Cersei's will get in the mix. We don't really know. Until next issue. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.